And Sarah Huckabee is a Trump campaign senior advisor and good enough to join us now. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you.
We do appreciate the time. First of all, with regard to the candidates' preparation for tonight, it's been thought perhaps the two candidates have been preparing in very different ways. What can you tell us then about Donald Trump's preparation, particularly in these last few days?
Well, I think you have two very different candidates, so obviously I think they would prepare differently. And Donald Trump's doing what makes most sense for him and what's most helpful for him, and that is to sit and talk with some of his advisors, to study on specific material, and be himself. I mean, that's how he's gotten here. Donald Trump is the ultimate change agent in a change election, and I think this is a great opportunity for him to show that contrast up against Hillary Clinton, who's anything but change. She represents everything that's part of the status quo, and I think we're going to see a lot of that on stage tonight.
He has said in the past that he plainly believes that his voters don't much care about policy and certainly don't seem to care if he is on message with regard to policy. Is that still the feeling, again, as we head into a night where, in theory, it's meant to be 90 minutes of discussion with regard to policy?
I think people want to know where you stand on big issues, but I think the biggest thing they want to know is what are your convictions, and they want you to speak with clarity and authenticity. And I think that's what Donald Trump's greatest asset is, and I think that's why he's going to do really well tonight. It's a great opportunity to contrast that against a poll-tested, very scripted Hillary Clinton.
1/3 of registered voters say that they believe that tonight will be very important in helping them make their decision. If there's one thing then that Donald Trump perhaps is looking to do tonight, what is it?
I think it's to be himself. I think that has always served him well, certainly in this process. He's been part of a debate process with 16 other candidates through the Republican primary, and he came out on top. And so I don't think at this point you try to change course. But again, I think people more than anything, they want somebody that's real. They want somebody that's authentic, and that's Donald Trump, and that's what they're going to see tonight.
Kellyanne Conway, the Trump campaign manager, yesterday said in an interview, quoted Newt Gingrich, who had said that he was a debater without peer. She made reference to the fact that he's the Babe Ruth of debating. So given the fact that there's been a lot of talk perhaps that he will be graded on a curve, things will be forgiven, doesn't that suggest that this is actually that Donald Trump should be the favorite heading into tonight?
Look, I think he's the favorite among the American people, and I think that's what matters, whether it's the debate stage or whether it's a rally stage. And I think that's certainly going to be the case in November when voters go to the ballot box. I don't think Donald Trump has been given a pass, certainly, and is not being graded on a curve. I keep hearing that, but I've seen no indication that that's actually the truth. He's been scrutinized and hit harder than just about any candidate to ever run for office. He's had hundreds of millions of dollars spent against him, and he still keeps the momentum going, the enthusiasm's behind him, and he's surging in the polls right now. So the grading on the curve, I think I'd have to take question with that, but I think it's going to be a great night.
The Clinton campaign has said that they have been preparing for two Donald Trumps, multiple Donald Trumps. What do you think they mean?
I think that with Hillary Clinton, you're always going to have over-preparation. We haven't seen her a lot lately, and I think that's because she's kind of holed up and going over every poll-tested message and working on every possible line she can come up with. And I think that's a mistake. I think people want to see something that's real, and Donald Trump does that.
But given the import, again, 1/3 of the electorate has said this is an important night. Why is it a mistake for Hillary Clinton to step away from the trail for a couple of days and do what she believes she needs to do to adequately prepare for it? It was certainly seemed to be the position of Donald Trump throughout the week last week as he took multiple shots at the fact that she was off the trail.
Well, I think that's part of the problem is that's not how the presidency works. If something happens and you're the president, you don't get to say, hold on just a second, let me take a week. I'm going to meet with my team. We're going to deliberate. We're going to practice. We're going to throw some things out there and see what we like. You have to be able to make a decision. You have to be able to to stand by that decision, you have to be an executive, you have to be a leader. And if you can't do that in day-to-day things like a debate, like the campaign trail, then I don't think you can be an effective leader.
Do you think this is a day-to-day thing? I mean, is that how Donald Trump sees this, as just another day on the trail?
I don't think it's just another day, but I do think it's a pressure point, and it shows like how you deal with those pressure points. And if Hillary Clinton's way of dealing with that is having to lock herself away to prep for days and days and days, then I don't know that she's prepared to be a leader and to step into office on day one and really take command and make executive decisions. You
mentioned the polls, the surge of your candidate. I want to then turn to our latest battleground tracker poll to the swing state of Colorado, very important state in this election. 74% of those polled describe Donald Trump as risky. 62% describe him as scary. Is he looking to change their minds tonight?
I think so. I think, you know, one of the big things I think they will see coming out of this is a serious Donald Trump, and certainly somebody, again, who's ready to step into office on day one and lead our country and put us back on the right track.
There's a question as to whether or not the candidate had tweeted that perhaps Jennifer Flowers would be in attendance via an invitation of the campaign. The campaign has said that that, in fact, would not be the case. To the best of your knowledge, will Jennifer Flowers be attending tonight as a guest of Donald Trump?
No, certainly not as an invitation of the campaign. We'd certainly love to have her vote, as we'd like to have every American's vote, but not part of the debate process today.
Get you out of here on this one. It's 90 minutes without a break. You mentioned the primary campaign cycle. Donald Trump was on that stage with many other candidates, over a dozen at times. Obviously, tonight then will be different. He has questioned the strength and stamina of Hillary Clinton repeatedly. Does this then, 90 minutes of nonstop debating, does that favor your candidate?
I think so. I mean, I've had the opportunity to travel with Mr. Trump on the campaign trail, and with somebody that's half his age, he's got double the energy that I do. I still don't know how he does it all, and so I think that's going to be a great contrast tonight.
Again, upwards of 100 million Americans figured to be tuning in to see just that. We very much appreciate the time.
Thank you. Great to be here.